Now we are.
Right, hold on, am I all tucked in?
Yeah,
Ready to
you're
go?
all good.
Shit, I need makeup.
Yeah.
Can we have makeup, please? 12:20. Right,
He would run down.
broken. Right, we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Harris Academy. My name's Mr. Doherty and I'm joined by my co-presenter.
Mr. Rickenberg.
And we are here for our weekly ramble of jogging around the world. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. Quiet week.
Yeah, not much going on. Should we say good morning to Ava first?
Yeah, good morning, Ava.
Good morning, Ava. How are you?
Sir. I'm good.
You good? Friday morning?
Friday morning.
Ready for the weekend?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I swear something happened this week.
I don't know, I feel like this week's been a bit quiet.
Do you reckon it was a trip?
Oh, so what did we do this week? So we did a trip on Tuesday.
Yeah, I did a trip on Tuesday, but I'm pretty sure I got a call from someone.
Don't know, who was that?
I don't know. Maybe we'll go into it when we get to the shout outs. So.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
Right.
It's been a pretty quiet week. Feel really fresh. I've had loads of sleep. I haven't been
We
up.
actually got home. We was actually being able to get home quite early, weren't we?
Yeah. I wasn't sat here late at night. Wasn't up when it was still dark.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
a good week then.
I've had a really healthy week. I've eaten loads of nutritious dinners.
Yeah.
It's been brilliant.
That the school have provided.
It's been superb. So what?
We didn't even need this today, did we?
No. So whose round was it today?
It was
Yours?
my round today, and I've gone for the cafe latte, the Emmy cafe latte caramel, only because there was no caramel macchiato in Tesco this morning.
Was it not?
Not a single drop.
So
And
there's no Starbucks macchiato, caramel macchiato, and there's no Jimmy's like Tesco. What are you doing?
yeah, especially on a Friday morning at 6:30, that place is rammed. So I don't know whether it's just because of that. Right, Ava, you've got your drink today. What have you got?
I have got a juice burst orange,
Like,
smooth of
smooth
course.
again.
We aim for consistency on this podcast, so that's why we get the same drinks every single week.
We need to address why we're
Yeah.
drinking out of plastic.
I'm not gonna. We got to be the same, sir. Hence why we're both wearing jackets today.
Well, we'll touch upon this in a bit as well, will we?
And yeah, we're both drinking out of the branded cups today because Sir has misplaced something very important.
I've misplaced my coffee cup, listeners, and Ava, I am sorry because I know it was a present. It was. This is all going to feed into this next shout out, isn't it? Like it's. We'll explain in a second.
Right, Ava.
Mm-hmm.
First shout out, please.
Staff,
Why?
because of Ofsted.
Oh, I knew there was something that had happened this week.
Yeah.
We had an Ofsted.
That's just gone under the radar.
Yeah,
hasn't it?
we had an Ofsted inspection. So we were on the Essex Riviera in Walton-on-the-Naze with our second group of Year 9s, and
After last week, listen to the last podcast for that.
and I got a missed call from Miss Charles.
Oh, you got one from Charles, did you, Joe?
Yeah, from the VP herself.
I got one from Miss Max then.
You got one from Miss Max's. So they've obviously gone, right, this is what amazes me. So the calls come through to reception, Miss Thomas. She's gone, right, Mr. Maxted.
And Miss Charles, are you really?
Yeah, Ofsted are on the way. You've got 24 hours. They've put the phone down. The first two people they've called is me and you.
Yeah.
So we're obviously
Big hitters.
really high up the pecking order, aren't we?
Really must be.
So, and she basically went, yeah, Mr. Doherty, just let you know about the call. I'm stood on a beach in Walton. I was like, oh.
Yeah,
no.
my call was, you need to wrap this up early. And I was like, why? And I thought we'd left a kid at home or something like that, and then we were going to get told off for it. And yeah, we got the call. And what was really useful.
And I hate it's like this. We've had the call.
Yeah, and what was really useful is that I'd taken 2 other heads of department from the school to the seaside on the day, and I just want to shout out all the staff because we worked so hard.
So we came back from the trip. We got back about 3:30. Yeah. Straight into the hall, where there were people in that hall I didn't even know existed.
Some serious hitters of the Fed there.
Big Federation hitters in the hall. Rallied the troops. It was like, right, are you ready? Off you go.
And we were well and truly rallied, weren't we, sir?
We were, and we were still here at.
I heard some people didn't leave till 10 o'clock.
10 p.m. Members of staff are here.
So I just want to shout out. We'll find out in due course what the result is. Yeah. We've just got a really positive vibe. We think we've done well.
We don't know what the score is, but we just we will find out. But we want to just give every single member of staff in this building a huge shout out from from the people that come in the mornings at 4:30 cleaning it to the people who are fixing up things that are broken and
clean is here till God knows what time.
And then every other member of staff, even the canteen staff, everyone's involved in the officer inspection. And also we shout out every single student as well because it was brilliant. Like
absolutely
brilliant 2 days. I think it's the most stressful 2 days I've had in my life.
Yeah, definitely.
I think especially in my working life, like the pressure's real. My year 12 was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No."
But perspirating might be the word. So.
Yeah. Did you notice that we were a little bit on edge, Ava, yesterday?
Yeah.
Did you? So we didn't hide the nerves very well.
No.
Maybe our nerves are slightly misplaced as well, sir. But we're not bitter.
No, not at all. But did Ofsted find out about the podcast?
I think no. But
maybe they knew about it anyway. Maybe that's why they didn't push his teach.
Yeah, starstruck,
and also they were like, "Well, we've seen who those two are. We don't need to go there."
We've seen the quality.
What
of
were the
podcast.
words that you said to me yesterday on the phone? You said, "Well, had they watched us teach, they'd have to start creating new categories for schools."
Exactly, and we would have pulled everyone up anyway. So
we'll find out in due course what we've got anyway, which is really exciting. But
just shout out all of the teachers that got deep dive and stuff like that. So history department, PE department, science department, English department, maths department, and I think there was one more. MFL. Big shout out to them.
And we also want to give a really big shout out to history because I feel like we are now a humanities department.
Yeah,
we've really bonded with history over the stress of Ofsted and.
We just had each other's backs, didn't we?
We massively did. So massive shout out to history. Like they've done really well. Fair play to them. So fingers crossed they get the credit they deserve.
Right, we need to rattle through.
Right.
Next shout out.
Jomi.
You may notice that we have got the most beautiful globe ever known to man in front of us, and that is because of Jomi in 8P. Right. He already deserves massive credit because he won the Jack Petchy Award.
Yeah.
Massive credit. And he absolutely loves geography, loves it so much, and he decided to use his winnings to buy us this globe, sir. Now this is a relief map globe. It's one of the biggest globes I've ever seen.
I've never seen a relief map globe before.
But the relief map side of it is absolutely wonderful. So massive shout out to Joe. He's gonna got a picture of him. Me and him got a picture with it. Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and put that up somewhere just to show this is what. We're in geography, we're trying to create passionate geographers, and I think we seriously got one there. Yeah. So massive shout out to Jomi and everything that he's done for us.
Yeah, really well done, Jomi. Thank you very much.
Yes,
okay, is that us?
Mm-hmm.
Right, shout out's done then. Let's move on to today's topic. What time are we on? Like actual
50.
7 minutes.
We got 50. We're on 50.
Oh, are we? So we got about 10, 12 minutes, yeah?
Right. So we are going to rattle through this case study as quickly as the flood rattled through the town, sir. Right? So. We're going to talk about the Boscastle Flood today.
Right. Why talk about that quickly?
We're talking about it because it is one of our hazards case studies. Right. It is a UK-based weather event.
Yeah, so that's key. UK-based weather event.
Yeah. So we are transporting ourselves back to 2004. 2004, I was in primary school. Where were you, sir?
Primary school? No, I was in
secondary degree, weren't you?
No. I was in secondary school. I was 2001, 2002, so it's 8. I was in year 10.
What's that?
No, year 9.
What's that?
I think so, I was in year 9, yeah.
I was non-existent.
Huh?
Oh, God.
I think I was.
When were you born?
2009.
Where was I?
2009. That's when I finished my A-levels.
I'd gone into secondary school in 2000.
What did I say to a kid they asked me how old I was? I'm not afraid to tell them how old I was. I'm 33 and they were, who was I? Was my dad. Right, anyway.
Yeah,
so Boscastle, 2004.
August 2004, I've just set the scene. Right, lovely sunny day, lovely summer's day. Right, all of a sudden these black clouds start coming over. Big black clouds. And a downpour occurs.
Yeah.
Right, 75 millimetres in 2 hours. Right, that's a lot of rain. In July, months don't get that much rainfall.
Yeah.
Right? So 75 millimetres of rainfall fell in 2 hours, right? What was another cause of this flood? Why the rainfall was a problem, but what else was a problem there?
Narrow river channel.
Narrow river channel. Why would that be a problem?
Because basically we had huge amounts of rainfall fall into the valley. Because it's narrow, the water has to flow through that narrow valley and channel,
Yeah.
and therefore the river burst its banks because there wasn't quite the space to facilitate that much water flow.
Absolutely. So there's two physical causes there: the rainfall, the narrow river channel, and also the steep-sided valley as well.
Yeah.
Also, we're on the confluence where two rivers meet of the River Geogin and the River Valency. That's where Boscastle is located in Cornwall, in the southwest of England. Right? Any human causes there? Why was the flood? Why was the event made worse?
So we had poor drainage infrastructure. Am I right in saying the drains are from the Victorian times? So they just couldn't cope with the amount of water, so therefore the drains filled up, which contributed to it. The car park. The surface runoff.
Yeah, surface runoff, and that put cars up, and then that blocked the bridge,
which then
meant that the water built up behind the bridge and then burst its banks even quicker. It is a flash flood, so it happened very quickly. Yeah. But what I find really interesting about flash floods is that they happen really quickly, but they also disappear really quickly, and it's left with a devastation. The impacts. How was Boscastle impacted?
The one for me that really was quite hard hitting was that really old building that was destroyed.
Tea shop.
The tea shop. How old was it? It was from.
It's generation. I think it's a couple hundred years old.
A few hundred years old, wasn't it? So that so the point being, houses were destroyed. People's homes were destroyed. That shop was gone forever.
Yeah, and that was a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
So they're going to have less incomes. It could result in maybe a loss of the tea shop, a loss of heritage. Yeah. As well. So that's not obviously fantastic. Also, positively, no one died, sir.
Yeah. And considering what a torrent of water that was, when you watch the video, if you are revising this for your GCSE case study, year 10, year 11, or anyone else that's watching the video, you should watch it because it's frightening.
It is frightening. And then, so no one died. Tea shop got destroyed. People's cars were washed out into the sea. So any sort of petrol and stuff could have leaked out of their tanks at that point, and then could have polluted sort of like the wildlife. Yeah. And stuff like that. People had to then go through insurance companies for their homes and stuff like that. So that would have caused stress. So that's a social impact, and then economically, you've got the tea shop as well.
And did we mention cars floating out into sea?
Yeah, that's the pollution that I was talking about. So that's the pollution and all those sort of like alien materials that shouldn't be in the ocean now being in the ocean.
Yeah. Okay, so that was causes and impacts.
Yeah, responses.
Very quick responses.
Responses were good or bad?
They were quite good.
Very good. Right, how do we know the responses were good? Especially the immediate responses.
Because no one died.
No one died. One person seriously injured.
Yeah.
Right. So for the responses, it was the biggest airlift since World War II.
That's good. That's place specific detail, isn't it? Because that's specific to the Boscastle flood.
I think there was 9 helicopters sent in for people. Wow. Off the top of my head, I have got the GCSE book there, but I'm not going to check it because I know these things. And then, so short-term responses, you had the airlift from the helicopters, and then no one died, so we know that was successful. Yeah. And then we also had the long-term responses, which was the River Valency plan. So what did they do? What did they do to the bridge?
They widened the bridge.
They knocked the old bridge down, made a bigger, wider bridge. Why would that be beneficial?
Because it allows more water to flow through.
Yeah, and also if there was, say, cars going through there, they wouldn't get stuck. They go straight through. They also dredged the river. Yeah. So they deepened and widened the river. Now we know immediately that's going to be useful, but even though it allows more water to flow through, what it does also mean is that you're sort of you're sharpening up the edges and the base of the river so that water can move over. There's less friction on the water, so water can potentially move through the town much quicker, which could cause future erosional problems and also could make floods potentially worse in the future.
And what did they do to the car park?
They made it a permeable surface there, so water can pass through it. And they raised the car park as well.
So it stops the build up of water and the surface runoff.
Yeah, and it means that it has to be a significantly heavier flooding event for the car park to be flooded.
Okay, brilliant. So I think that's it, really, isn't it? Very quickly. So
that's like 6 minutes.
Yeah, but the place specific detail, right? Mm-hmm. So 75 mil of rain fell in 2 hours.
I reckon the confluence of the River Valency and the Geogin.
So the confluence of the River Valency and the River Geogin, place specific detail. Biggest airlift since World War II as a response, place specific detail.
I'm pretty sure 100 people were rescued and it was 9 helicopters.
Yeah. Anything else? That would be enough for a 6 marker, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you're included. But obviously it depends what the question is.
Yeah, when you're talking about the responses, it's always were they successful or were they not? Yeah. In this instance, you're pretty hard pressed to find a response that wasn't successful.
And they're responsible because one person was seriously injured, which in the grand scheme of things is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Very amazing, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right.
We appreciate that was quite quick, but
we're pressed for time.
Yeah, we are. Pressed for time.
We've got time though. So, nice and rapid there. I think Boscastle's checked off. Yeah,
I
cool.
think we're good. Yeah, let's still try and get these things as simple as possible.
Yeah, cool. So, news.
Well, we are neighbouring the news.
Yeah, got some
Yeah,
news
you've got some
stories.
good ones here.
So, I was on BBC News this morning. Sometimes it's a bit dry at BBC News. There's not much geography.
What did the correspondent say to us the other day? He went, "Oh, it's been a bit quiet." The group was like, "No, you've been quiet."
Because we do nothing.
Yeah,
we're just the pretty faces at the front.
Yeah, Mr. Max has been a little bit busy, so we'll let him off, shall we?
Yeah, we'll let him off. So, the news this time comes, and it's also very useful because it's in our Year 9 topic. The Anthropocene, the new proposed geological time period, has been rejected, sir.
Yeah, but for those of us who don't know what you're talking about, what is the Anthropocene?
The Anthropocene is a proposed new geological time period. So at the moment we're in something called the Holocene.
Yep.
Right, which has been
last 11,000 years.
Yeah. So when humans, human society, really started to kick off. So that's the Holocene. So we can see evidence of like human bones underneath the ground. We can find evidence of like the tools and stuff that we've been using under the ground. It's part of the geology now. And anthropologists, so people who study human beings, thought that there's enough sort of like human waste going on under the ground now that we can actually make a new geological time period. So like, for example, you dig under the ground 3 feet and there'll be a crisp packet under there.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you know the crisp packet I found in my garden?
Yeah, how old was that?
It's from, I had to look it up, it was from like the 80s.
Yeah. Have you ever watched The Detectorists?
I haven't actually watched it, but
That's so good. He thinks he's found gold. He digs 2 feet underground, found a £1 coin from like the year before, and it's like 2 feet underground.
Really?
Finds a coin. It's like,
Yeah,
it's gold.
I found a perfectly intact crisp packet, and I had to Google what they were. They were like beefy snacks or something, and they were from like 1980.
Yeah.
Or something.
So we're teaching about the Anthropocene to the Year 9, saying why it should be a new geological time period, and why it shouldn't. But officially, it's been rejected, sir.
Interesting. So I wonder why they've rejected it.
I reckon they'll say that the Holocene is the age of man anyway, not the new one. I will look more into it because it's interesting.
Yeah, okay. Any other news?
Second news. Nearly half of all countries around the world are not meeting the replacement rate for their population. So that's not the ACEs, fertility rate going down, it's not ACEs population going down. Around half of all the countries in the world now are not meeting the replacement rate, so their populations are going to start falling.
Does that mean that? Oh, did you say over half?
Yeah.
Does that mean over half of the countries around the world then their birth rate is dropping?
Yeah.
And people are living longer.
So it's interesting now because year 11s we're doing resource reliance.
Yeah.
Right, and our carrying capacity of planet Earth is about 10 billion. I think we will get there, but by 2100 they expect the world population to start falling.
And then what happens? What happens if you don't meet, like...
I reckon...
So what would happen to a country if they don't meet their replacement rate?
If you don't meet the replacement rate, then what tends to happen is the ageing population thing. So we've got a podcast on this if you want to check it out. So what you get is you get an elderly population. You haven't then got people who can then replace them in the workforce, haven't got people who are going to look after them, and you'll end up with too many elderly dependents. So the only thing we can do is start using like immigration policies, try and get people in. But other than that, I don't think it's going to cause a problem. I think it'll be more stabilised than anything else. Eventually, people will start having children. There'll be like policies
incentives to try and have children and stuff. Paid incentives. Interesting, really interesting. Right, anything else before we move on?
No news. No weather.
Weather.
The weather.
What's it looking like? No CBs today, mate.
No.
Cloudy out there today. What's the weather saying this weekend, Ava?
10 degrees on Saturday, 12 on Sunday, but it's just cloudy.
I'm meant to go.
Cloudy all weekend.
I think I'm going to Whitstable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Amy.
When?
Saturday.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
That'd be nice. You driving? We can get a train.
Right, to get there by train, it's 70 quid.
£70? Are you
so
joking?
The Margate thing must be similar to going up to like Manchester or something. It must be similar like that.
Yeah, train to Manchester's. I was looking the other day for one. It's Preston. It was £95 a turn.
Yeah. So obviously,
which is scandalous. £95 go just 2 hours up north.
And we do wonder why so many people are reliant on cars. It's because our transport system is absolutely useless.
It's useless. It's absolutely extortionate as well. 70 quid to Whitstable.
Yeah.
From where? From London.
From London. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So we'd have to get a train into Waterloo and then go to like Victoria or something and pop out the other side.
How long does it take?
It could be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. From Amy's to door to door. But I'm going to go and try and collect some of
How's,
the glass
because
that I
that
smashed
Whitstable
in.
should be like a commutable town into
I
London.
think it is though, so I don't know where.
But I don't understand what. What's it from Southend's? 20 quid return.
Yeah.
You
I
buy it
think
in a
it's
week.
further than
It must be further than that, but it doesn't justify another 50 quid on top.
that. No.
Anyway,
But yeah, I'm going to go
That's
see
us
if I
ranting about
can
country as usual.
piece the glass that we smashed up. Like I smashed up, not we. Sorry. No, I smashed up. See if I can
I didn't smash it.
see if I can. Piece
And that's
some
the
of that together.
minibus he's talking about. We weren't just in Whitstable breaking windows. We had a bit of an incident with the minibus. That got brought. Did you tell the year 10s?
Do you reckon I'm telling anyone about that?
Someone's told him.
No,
everyone-
it's
Mr.
GJ.
Geogin.
That's who's doing it. Oh, year 9 yesterday. Shout them out.
Oh, the girls' netball in the final, the national finals, and they beat Newcastle in the first game.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know anything else, so we'll come to that next week.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is our final podcast.
We've got to rattle one out next week.
Well, we'll try and do one next.
We'll do it out on football pitch because we.
Oh, no, live-
yeah.
live on
We need
location.
to do. We need to do football teams today because we've got a game Monday.
Oh god.
And
Right.
Wednesday's
Two
talk today,
games,
so that's
yeah.
fine.
Okay. Weather.
Fact.
Oh, interesting fact. Go on. What is it?
The Earth's surface is recycled every 500,000 years.
So the Earth's surface is recycled every 500,000. What does that mean?
So the surface of the Earth, so I assume new rock is over that period of time. Like the surface is then replaced by a new layer of surface.
That's
So
really interesting.
my favourite fact I think we've ever done is that grain of sand going through the rock cycle 3 times. That's my favourite fact.
In how long?
Since that every grain of sand has been through the rock cycle
Yeah.
3 times.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Great fact.
Very good. Right. Well done today. That was
Crystals.
crash course in Boscastle. We had an Ofsted inspection and been a very busy week.
Yeah.
But have a lovely weekend, sir. You deserve some downtime this
Yeah,
week.
you too.
That's for sure. I cannot wait for that alarm clock not to go off tomorrow morning.
Even the alarm clock going off like half an hour later, so that was bliss. Did wake up with a headache.
Miss Patel wasn't even in this morning.
It's ridiculous.
She didn't get in till 20 past 7. Oh, no, later than half 7.
Wonder why.
Having a nice time lying and chilling in bed. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
When I got in this morning, there wasn't a single car in the car park. Everyone was like, I just can't go up. Anyway, Ava, have a lovely weekend.
How would you rate this podcast, sir?
Not very well.
Yeah, not very well.
I thought it was alright. It was more
Satisfactory?
Satisfactory, yeah. It was
Yeah.
more of a conversation, wasn't it?
Or requires
No, I
improvement?
think-
What do you reckon?
Nah, nothing that we do
No.
requires improvement, does it?
Alright, cheers, sir.
Have a good one.
See you later. Right, this shouldn't take too long to upload this one. Right.
Right, sorted.
Alright, can you quickly help me rattle this room out, please?
We didn't.